The GAUDUN saga begins.
Oh, that's
Okay,
that's what I picked up.
one thing I was going to ask you was to give you a little bit of your history, but what I thought we'd start out with, just for interest's sake, people are going to be watching this. I'm going to be watching this, and Peter and Ted and all the family are going to be watching this for many years to come. All right? And I think we want to ask you, you've lived a long, long life. There might be some message. What do you think about? What sort of message would you like to leave the family?
Think right.
Message we want to
Message for the family.
leave it for family. What we went through from the day we born. And I remember from 3 years old when my brother John lived to United States, he was 16 years old. And a year after, my brother Peter went because John wrote home and says, Dad, please send me Peter here because I'm lonely. So Daddy got some more money and sent it him. And I begged my brother Peter, I was crying, that was 1913. Peter, take me, he says. I can't now, but I will take you there. So he promised, and I believe it. But he says, I won't take Yelena because she's squeal on me. So that one really was happening.
Okay, you got a good memory about things that have happened in the past, and we're going to be getting a whole family history. But Ma, for example, sometimes you have to work to get in a word edgewise. When you're thinking back on your life and any sort of message you want to leave the people behind, what do you think of? What has it been all about? What has life been about? What's important message you?
Well, I am me, and my message, my parents was taught me to not hurt anybody in the family with no reason, to go well with it, to listen to older people because they are no better than we was kids. And my mother and my father, they was wonderful people. They don't wanted us to do anything wrong in life. And our message to our family, don't do that to nobody else what you wouldn't want it to be done to you. Because that's the world goes around that way. You could live with the people very nicely, very friendly. You love the people. People learn to love you too. And with the people, that's a happy life. Don't be loner. Don't be alone thinking for yourself. You have to really be in touch with the family, to talk with them, to give you any kind of steer they know about it. But you have to really do it the one you like best, which is you satisfy yourself, and you would go right when you do what you wanted to do. So we've been taught that way, and thanks God with this thought that our parents brought us. I wish our
Kids.
children and even our grandchildren take something the best from us, whatever they think we done. But to love each other, to care,
Trust each other.
to trust. And that's the life we live. 40 long years, I would say, even both of us already for 55 years, we learn to talk, to agree on something, and then we could go ahead and do it, both happily. The other way that maybe wouldn't go as well as went with us, but we have no regrets what we done in our time of life.
And we happen with our kids.
So that's only the thing from my heart that I could say what I wish. But as life goes on, sometimes you mix with some family that doesn't agree everything, and that's happened everywhere today. That's modern world. But in our time, when we married, we was no, that's for the lifetime, and we have to prepare, give and take, to do that purpose that they said God gave us to live on. And when I was came to Canada, 1929, there was hard time. There was depression in Canada. I was working for 21 cents an hour in Canada Packer, where I learned a little bit the meat work. So from there on, to make it a shorter way, we opened in a later life, we opened the grocery store. And that was very handy because I know so much already about the meat, and my husband, he know about something else. So we was working together hand by hand, and we stay in a business for, 26 years on a grocery. I missed, but that would be another talk about the baker shop. We started on that, but that's your turn to talk about. Yeah. And everything went okay, except now we get older and we couldn't do the thing that we wanted to do, and this has put us a little bit down. But we understand that's season for every person who live in this world. They get all line up for you. When you're young, when you're older, when you're old, that's a different story. We all are supposed to know that by heart. So I think that's that I'm gonna say for this time, because I have a little cold that bothers me now, which is interfere a little bit. But all other things we did, and I'm glad that in this time of age we live under our own roof, which we're happy about that. and everything else just has to go the way it comes. You know, was that under our own roof, lots of people in lifetime, they never had their own home. And we know about it because we live lots through that. That was hard to get what we accomplished in life, and we should be happy about that because we're very happy about our children. They have their own life. They was able to get education. When we was growing up, our time was the worst one in the world because
First war.
when I was supposed to go to school, the First World War started. And we go for a month to school, and then the bullets flying around, and all the school closed, and we was doing by weeks, by months ahead. But we didn't have education, professional education. We just have home education, what our parents gave us, what they know about it. But our parents was educated. Exactly home provided school that was 8 years in a town or village. They have a school, and my time,
Peacetime.
I didn't have that chance, but I was coming home from school when I was a kid, and my mother was asking me what you learned today, which is then they turned us to Romanian. And we was writing and we was learning, but we didn't know that language. There wasn't anything to explain to our parents what we learned, because we didn't know exactly what we was writing. So that kind of education we pass. But with our two hands and our head, we got where we got. That we satisfied what we done in our life.
We have to buy that.
What would you like to tell us all? Sort of message you want to leave for us when we look back? You lived a long life.
To be honest,
Yeah.
what the people, what your own family and kind. What you don't like it, if somebody do to you, don't do to somebody else. That's one message. Because I was that way. I have my father, that's term from me to talk, that he used to have a deep feeling for the boys. Why? Because those two boys that went to the United States, they help us to raise the rest of the family. So Daddy used to respect very much. He wanted really to ask me to bring somebody to make some kind of statement. Wanna pass to us boys little more and to the daughters. When I hear that, I beg him that. I says, Dad, don't you talk about, I want to have you here, but I'm not going to call anybody. Because I will go outside and I think, and I says, no way I want to get any more but all the rest of us. So I says, if we are gonna be the one of the house or the leader, and I want everybody, the one Peter in Boston, John was at home. I want everyone has exactly the little piece, the same, and I have for everyone. So I done it, and that one went through. John don't need it, that money,
Well,
but we make him to take it.
for a baker shop, we have to talk both because we both
Well, the baker shop does not come.
we started on a baker shop, and that interesting too. That
that
story.
was interesting.
But we have to do piece of you and piece of me. How really we did.
Well, we don't come, so we're gonna come to that one there.
Gonna-
So where was this one? Was on the honestly way to pass to everybody, to be kind. Brothers or even friends or anybody, there have to be really honest way to do. So we was doing, and even after when we married, Mom, that's my way was always that. So we started, I pick somehow my Zeleniuska, because she was thinking the same what I was thinking, and I used to go very much for so many girls in Montreal and all countries. I found that she liked the same thing what I like. Then I said, there is this. So we got married. And John was a little bit afraid because there was depression time, my brother. But he says, I see that's a good girl. But how, if they're going to be, where's the two, there'll be three. And the boss maybe kick you out. I says, John, I believe the boss not going to kick me because I was trying to quit and he found something on me that he not going to let me out. So I said, John, okay, we go and get the marriage license and so on. So we went and got the paper, and here we're going to get married. When we married, and the boss changed my night shift to the day shift because you married. So I says, okay, that's nice. So I working, and then after that one,
Okay.
Mama was working Canada back
for a year. Let's
Okay.
make that long shorter and brighter a little bit. We was working together for a year in Montreal.
penny by penny we put it.
Just put penny by penny together, and then we was thinking for something that we could do it for ourselves instead to work for somebody else, because we used to that, to be,
We come from that kind of home.
yeah. So one time,
That's my life.
your life, you went.
I was, my brother was working in the Queen Hotel, and he found that where he was serving, the man was big shot from the mine, mineral mine, in, I think that was part of Quebec, by Cisco mine. And he asked my brother if he knew anybody there, good, strong guys, young fellow, we need for the mine workers. Pay $4 a day. I figured $4 a day, that's nice money that time. And I give my brother so many my friends' names, he put it on. So we big bunch of people. And I says to John, put my name there too. And I was working. I was not afraid to take a holiday from the boss. I said, when the time comes, that fellow gonna take all us to the mine. I go to Harris Bakery, and I says, Mr. Harris, some fellow gets my friend killed in Ottawa, and I have to go to the funeral. How about if I can get another 3 weeks beside that one holiday, because I want to rest from all this work. He says, that's okay. I says, you're going to keep me his job? He says, I guarantee it doesn't matter if you stay 2 months or 1 year, the job still will wait for you. Then I already settled that, and I told John, and John was not. He says, you know what? I think his name is Joe Crook, and I think he says Crook. So I wouldn't advise you to go on, because I noticed it on him that he's not, then it wouldn't be that the way he talked. I says, I haven't got nothing to lose. He's going to pay me fair right there and back, and not back, but so I go. Well, so he says, okay. But he nearly cried that we were going to split. I don't know what kind of feeling it was have. He says, see, John and Nicky, what does mean Canada? I was glad to be together. So I wish you the best. And I went. Soon I got first pay. I wouldn't say how long took it to get there. And soon I got first pay. That was 40 cents a day. I said to the boss, hey, wait a minute. You told my brother he was serving $4. Where? He says, to bring you in here. Now, the board and shareholder you are, that's mineral mine cooperative. So I'm the owner too. I figure you son of a gun, I'm not going to be owner here, shareholder at all. I says, I got my wife in Montreal. I can't even feed her for 40 cents a day that time. You pay me the fare back, because I have to go with a boat now. We'll come with a horse team to that mine, because there was still ice lake we can cross it. There was no boat running. Now, when he heard that, and I said, my brother gonna pay you back, because I left the job, to tell you the truth, and I thought the $4. So he explained that one for that month, and clear one for you, 40 cents a day. And you owe your mine shareholder. Well, so he paid me. And for fellow was not my friend when I was close to him. When he hear I leave, he run after me and hold the boss and says, so he has to pay him too. So we went by the boat, and we come to the train, and we have to beat the train to Timmins, to the uncle, to the Ansonville first, to John. We just take the train here, the police see it, they give the call ahead, there are so many follow. Soon we come there at the next station, they stop, the police come in and with the guns chase us out. That was first my experience, how to beat the train. Now what we gonna do? we find out that so much mile yet to go to another station when it will stop again. We go walking all day and
From Cochrane to Yurko Falls.
up to that. We come up again so far, they keep call there ahead. There's so many fellows chase them. They come with a gun, they shooting, come out. We go jumping, walking again, and slowly get to Ansonville. And John already received a letter from my brother that Nick somewhere there, if he come, show up, don't be afraid, I respond with you. If he out the money, lend him. So I come in, but I still have in the pocket. All my life, I have to have a pocket. The last dollar, I'm gonna squeeze it, and I'm gonna split it by quarters, and I leave it some for tomorrow, for tomorrow, for tomorrow. And that guy for Pelham got a cent, so I have to supply him. And I have about $25 in the pocket, but that was only me. But he notices that I pull a little. So I go and I asked John Kitka, can I get $5? He lend me, because we go to Timmins. And to where we go to Tomnyuk, because Fofella was some relate to them. We go there, he said, Fofella asked me, he know that I got something a little more. For a while when we're there, he says, Nick, I need some shoes. I feel embarrassed to go with those boots. And I was have some boots too, and the one somebody even lended to me. Because those people, they look so nice, sporty, they have a nice home, and they used to work for us. And here now I'm the one on that poor fellow road. He says, I feel ashamed to ask them to pay you back money what you spend on me. Lend me another $5 to buy boots. I says, no way, that's the limit. I says, now you promise you're going to get me some. Now you don't. Now I received the letters from Wico, La Costa. Come back. The Sokolov was asking, where's this your brother-in-law? Because he lost the bacon. So if you never get anything, come back. I come back to Ansonville, and that, what his name was? Sokolov. I went there. What kind of bread you make? I make it. Gee, I make it rye bread when he hear I'm spirits on that. They're glad. I make it. They go around. Gee, it's good. So now he says, how much you ask for your job? I says, 7. I says, no, you have to tell me. I always do that to the boss. I says, you the boss, you tell me what you pay for. He says, $9. I says, what? I left the job in Montreal, the one was $17. I said that was honest way. That's the way I was receiving. If you can pay me that one. Now the people told him there never been that in Hansonville baker to produce this quality what I was. No. So he come back from the road again and he says, okay, Nick, write to your wife, because I know that. He says, I'm gonna pay you $17. You're gonna get a good, nice job, and I get good baker. So I write to Mama, quit the job, and the baker. 2 days a week Mama was making. That's all, because they used to give chance to the old people, couple of days, just to live, have for a soup. Mama coming tomorrow, I'm out the job. He told me one day, I was asking for a day off for 1 week. He come to me, he says, you know what, Nick, you can have a day off today. I figured, geez, that's something good. My wife coming tomorrow and I got the day off. I come in back again the day after. He says, the business so slow, my daughter can handle this baking herself. He says, you can have another day. But I'm a very sneaky guy. I look there, facing him, and I see it up there too. That's my vision was. And I see somebody, they told the baker, the one he tried, that some was from his own nationality, running back behind the oven to hide it. I says, Mr. Sokolov, you better tell me the truth. You get somebody else for the $9 instead of 17 because that was big money, the difference that time. Pay me what you owe me, but why you told me to bring my wife? My wife coming tomorrow, and I'm out this job. We don't care. And never pay me, and the people meet me in a road after, and they see the sample of my preparing all the rye bread. That's fancy. They have to know exactly. And they try to make it. They can't make it. The people meet me in the road and says, Nick, what happened to you? Because already they start. He says, when you just come, the bread was wonderful. Now it's all doughy. They're no good. I says, when you buy it? It says, so that day, yesterday. I says, that's not my bread. What happened? I says, he quit me. That's somebody else. Yeah, how about you open your own baker's shop? I figured that's what I'm looking for, but where's the money? We got about $200 saved from those little pennies speech. Well, I go walking around with Mama already, and I see the store, Barella, there, empty. So I figured that was nice for a baker shop. And somebody told me there was some Polish fellow there before with a baker shop. But they won't last long, because they don't. Now, I go to that guy, Barello, and says, how much you want for that store for rent? He says, $12. I figured, $12? Jeez, that's good. I still have $5 left for weekly pay. So I rent it. I start to build looking for breakler. Nobody knew how to build the oven. So what they do, they say, I'm the breakler man, but I just build the chimney and repairing some. I says, how about if I draw the oven picture of? And I'm not having no school, but I know how to draw the oven because I know. I draw it. He says, I'm gonna build, but I'm not gonna guarantee if that's gonna work right. I says, well, just do it exactly like the way I was gonna say. So one Ukrainian fellow wanted $35. I think so, that's one. And French fellow, Paquette, was across the road from the track. He says, $25. He will build. So now, I was not satisfied with his work after when he started. I noticed that that's something not gonna hold it. And I'm gonna quit him, but Mama crying, I'm gonna call the other fellow. Leave it. So I left it. He built nice the way, everything. Put the fire, the oven go nice. We're baking for, I don't know, months or more. And I see the oven have to be built like this, round. Now, started from the first ground floor. I see every day bricks coming out on the wall a little bit because that's too much weight. That we have to put a lot of sand on the top of that one. One morning I just gonna, a business was good, wonderful. People was happy coming, picking everything up.
Tato na robite rogalkiu, you know rogalkiu?
Horseshoes.
Like horseshoes. And I was taking in basket and go and sell it. To let people know what they like, because that's a start, you know?
So then, when I go to open the door and I'm gonna make a dough. And I was lucky that oven was, I just opened the door like you air in here, was still keep the oven up there. When I opened the door, I just went past my oven back to the room where we have 2 rooms in the back. And the oven, boom, boom, smoke, dust, kaput. I figured it was lucky that I never made the dough because I have to throw in the garbage and the dough rise. Well, people come in, buy the bread what I made yesterday, clean them up, start to nearly cry, say, what you gonna do now? I says, I don't know. He says, I got so many bread left over. Because when they fall down, they break the bricks pieces. It was not fireproof. And you can have that one for nothing. There's some Polish fellow from that one. I take a jewel bag and I go and I don't give up. Carrying those bricks so heavy, you know, but I just feel like I busted myself, but I just not gonna give up. Bring it that one. Then I go after that Ukrainian fellow. And he come to see it, and he see what was the trouble. That he's supposed to put us on the side iron, three ways, you know, like that. One will go between the bricks and another one like this to hold the bricks. He says, he gets smart then. He says, he want more money? And he says, I need steel, that kind. Where do you come get? From Abitibi. Because Abitibi has all this manufacturing. He went there and got all the what he knew. He built the oven. That oven stay. That's on a renting place yet, Barello. I stayed there, working.
For 28 months, I think.
And
We
slowly,
stay in the Varela
he
state.
see that already we put the wagon on the road, the drivers, because the people start to ask and say, hey, you charge, because I don't want to cut the price, because I don't want to touch the other bakers, because if I'm going to cut the price, they're going to cut the price. We'll deliver it. So they're going to take customers so much back. Now, I keep the same price what they selling, delivering. So they don't say nothing. They figure, well, that's just a new immigrant young fellows, because I was pretty young yet. They keep coming, we're making the paper between. Sokolov, I never forget what he done to me, that he quit me and took to somebody else and never pay me the wages. I already played the game until I got Zaparnyuk. I have a more baker try, that's because business was coming up. But Zaparnyuk was pretty close with me, making all the material produced. So he received a letter, a call to the army, because the Second War broke up. Now again I'm going to be left over. again by myself. How I gonna do? Because I was checking outside the time when he was working and help him inside when I come back from the road. Then I see the storekeeper. See, I take example from somebody else. In Hansonville, those grocery men charging so much for a grocery, more, and the demons, they get the price so low. I figure how they can do that one and this fellow not. So I figure, well, I go demons. I sit on them on an old weapon yet, go to the demons. I go to that grocery, no more service. You have to pick your own, put you even in a bag grocery. And no telephone, no delivery. That's how they cut the price, the expense. I coming back, and my mind working. I says, wait a minute. I have a better chance. Cut the price down because I producer. See, I have to give them so much money. They have to sell my bread with 20% profit. You know, that's the one storekeeper make. I says, I'm going to take from 10 cents of bread to 6 cents of bread. Give it to the public. And cash and carry. That's where I learned to be cash and carry. So when I come, and I never say Nick, Zabanyuk, he's going to be next week, go around me, leave me. I went to the printing shop and I says, look, put even flour, give people chance. They can buy the flour from me. We got a warehouse already in the back there. And bread from 10 cents to 6 cents. Well, if I put it that one, the people start to come, pick them up. I bake and I bake. I can get enough bread. I'm out. I bake in up to 12 o'clock at night. From 3 o'clock in the morning, I get up. All cleaned up. Gee, that's good, because when I have a delivery guy, a horse, wagon, and some accident, that will cost me more than the 4 cents. So I cut it, 4 cents off. And I got the receiving cash money the same what I was receiving before with the expense. One Castonke was the one who started to sell me flour. And he was a really honest, like Christian fellow. Come in and says to me, Mr. Godet, I'm the baker, but I got big warehouse and my flour doesn't move fast. And I want to supply you because I know you haven't got no place here because that still was a rented place. There was no stuff. I will give you flour for $2.10, 100 pound bag. And Barney, the Jew fellow, told me he's going to give me the same. But I always ask him, okay, how much flour I have to pay you per bag? He says, I can't find the statement, the one, because he promised he's going to show me when the carload bring it, statement, how much flour was cost. He can't find it. But he says, I remember, I really pressed him to do well. I says, I have to know the price to know what I'm doing. If I make anything here or I lose it. But I don't tell him that I'm making or losing. He says, well, I know. $2.85. The same flour with this French fellow for $2.10. And he says, That's only $2, but 10 cents cost me to bring it 5 cents from the car load and now bring it to you every day when you need it. How much? And he notices I don't buy flour from him no more. So he come in one day, I come with the bread, and he always used to hide it and take that sickle off, the one, get the cheap one. And mine hiding, and I every day come in, the same bread, I take it back, exchange it, put the fresh one, because that's the way it was their mother at that time. And one day, when he saw wanna talk to me, why I don't buy flour from him, I come in, and he sold that day the bread. And he says, look, I sold all your bread. I'm making business for you. He says, but I don't see you buy flour from me. I says, look, you told me you're going to show me the statement. You never show. And I says, you want to give me free service. I says, I don't like that. I says, I'm not very long in Canada, but in English I talk with him, because it sounds better. I says, you know what? I'm not very long in Canada. I says, I learned here, anybody do something, he should have a pay for. You don't charge me anything, I don't like that. I don't say he charged to the. When I say that to him, he says, oh, I know who you are. You say Jew. So I says, no, I don't say Jew. I was working with a Jew, and I used to see wonderful Jew, because that was all true. Because in that baker shop where I was working, there was Russian Jew, so many. There was foreman Jew from Russia. They were so hardworking. They were so honest. So I says, I was seeing wonderful Jew, honest, and I was seeing the good soccer too. When I told him that, he jumped to the roof. He says, okay, we square up. I don't buy it. I said, that's the one I want. I'm not going to sell you bread, and you don't have to. So pay me all what you owe me. So that's what. So he was my neighbor. And that was the end. Then when Kastonki come, he can't stand in Ansonville no more. He went to Kirker Lake and up and there. He has the same problem, competition, like he used to have in Ansonville. But somebody come, news go fast, told him, Mr. Kastonki, you know that guy in Ansonville? He sell the bread for 6 cents. How can he do? He figured. So he take a car, come to me, and he says, Monsieur Godet, how you sell that? That's expensive. I says, I don't have expense. I says, I produce my own, and I says, I cut, drive it out, buggy, horse, stables, and I give to the public. Old businessman. He says, you know, Mr. Hugo there, anytime you need $1,000, come to me, that time with the pen. I'm going to lend it you, anytime. He went right away to home, zoom, done the same thing. Took it from that greenhorn idea. Then spread it all over. That Kastongi turned now car by car, loaded, blocked the street, because Kirk Lake was bigger, not like Ansonville. So, you see, there's somebody, even older one, have to take some little advice from a punk like me. After Sokolov, I pay him back for that. He was so friendly already.
Hold on. Ma, sit back, Dad. Just you've been very patient. You lived through the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were going through. What are some of the, just so you can get a few words in edgewise before we end this tape? What are some of the things you remember about that same period of time? What you were going through in the store?
With the girls, the
Yeah,
carne,
yeah.
package.
What I remember. Mhm.
That was hard.
Well, this that Daddy talk about this neighbor, that he has a grocery, and when Dad put on a 6 cents loaf of bread, and people come in and clean the shop, and his bread staying there, and he put on his wagon a big sign, 6 cents loaf
Everyone
of
make it.
bread, you know, he gonna sell it that price.
And
So he went around with the wagon and advertised what people coming to us and says, we go to this guy because he did it first. So they trying this way to beat us, and they see
They
they
can't
couldn't
know it.
because those bakers strike. He says, if you're selling 6 cents a loaf, what we gonna deliver and sell for that price? How we could survive? Then they decide to come
Begging me.
together to settle up this business because they closed the shop. They couldn't
And I
run
says,
anymore.
I wish they'd taken away something.
And we
because I couldn't
worked
supply
2
them.
nights and days.
So then,
Yeah. From that time on, we have a lots of flour. We sell it, we clean it, everything fresh. And we start to take it from this
so this one
donkey,
come to me now.
the flour, and we was going along pretty good. Everybody says, well, this bread is the best bread in the north. Even some people used to live in Ansonville and they moved to Toronto, and they were sending our bread to Toronto to this people that they know that black bread nobody make it even there as good as GAUDUN bakery. So that was going right long until Barello raised the rent, $15 a month. Barello raised the rent, and we decide to.
We was already in our place when it was fight.
This fight already.
That was
Okay,
on our
okay,
own
that
property.
was back
That's,
way.
that's you went back.
Well, anyways, that thing went pretty smooth to the time
For the hard work.
people come in. The people come in and ask us if we want to sell our place. And
Well, that one is.
Dad
That's
was
so
ready
fine.
to sell, and I wasn't, and we was argue about it, and whatever that was,
Well, I
these
was.
people really wanted that place,
I
and
was-
and we was tired. Already was 3 of you to taking care of you, and so
and
much
help me.
working
There
there.
was not much she can help me.
So that was harder and harder.
And there was war, and we find the war between. So then,
Yeah, then we did.
so
To
Sokolov
the
come
time.
back after and begging us, me, to they have 3 meetings because Beck is supposed to calm down and agreeable to put the price right, you know, and to keep it. And I don't go to that meeting. 1, 2nd, 3rd, no. Then Sokolov still have a little more face to show to me. Come in and says, how you like to sell that bread for that price? I says, okay. He says, okay, We got 3 meetings, you don't come. If you don't gonna come, we're not gonna settle the price, we're gonna close the baker shops. I figured, Jesus, don't do that. Take some customer out. Because, you know, I feel bad for the public. He says, you told that's good, and we losing the money, the pants losing. I says, look, when we have agreement before, you was go behind my back and cut the prices. They were selling for 7 cents instead of 10 cents on the houses. And I know that people was coming and squealed it. They told me. Now I says, I never go back to that what I was.
See, Steve, what the difference prices from that time to this time?
Now, when he says...
Now bread like that,
Okay.
$1.80, and we were selling for 15 cents.
2, yeah. Well,
I mean double.
double over. And that was 2 for 15 cents of bread, 2 bread. Now, I says, what the price you want to put it back? He says, at least the same price what was, 10 cents and 8 cents. I says, did you gonna keep it? He says, we put it we put $1,000 each, bakers. Anyone gonna break it? $1,000, he lost it. And that town was, I says, you know what to do with that? That's a shame to say. I says, put it there behind you. I says, I want a solid word now. If you want to sell 10 cents, not even in the baker shop who gonna come because you give the service 10 cents. And my bread will be 8 cents. Why? I says, because I don't give nobody service. I just charge it for the loaf of bread I produce. And you have to give service. You have to charge it for. And then he says, Mr. GAUDUN, you really took your horses on your lines and your hand. I says, well, take it or leave it. He talked to the other fellows, we make an agreement, and I told him, right now, those French fellows, they were so good, my friend, better than our people. They come into me and they go try to, from the other fellows to get the same price. And I says, if I find out you sold it in baker shop, you own, when somebody come in, like if they come to my place, I got so many squealers, I said, they're going to bring it to me, and I go back to 6 cents, I never touch it no more. Boy, they keep it. They keep it for years until 1946. And the French fellow come in, Monsieur Manafel, and one day, Monsieur Godet, you're not overtired from that work? I says, damn right I am. I says, lots of time, because that was true. I feel like if somebody come in and give me the money what I put it into there, I get up. Well, scare Mama, poor Mama was crying. I says, look, I have to do that, or I close the door and get out from the shop, because that's killing me. So slowly she gave up, and I done it, so that was my way. Afterward we come together, and if we don't spot it the right place, she used to remind me, I'm never going to forgive you. I told her, I was killing myself. I feel it. You know you can run for so long when you're young. So we found here in Hamilton. I figured, I hear about red and white store. I went to National Grocery, they give me an idea, and I joined it in 20% less than anyone else buy it from them. I'm gonna have. So I can sell 20% less.
So you don't need me anymore, huh, Steve?
No, Ma, we're just going to finish off in a
Yeah.
minute or two.
Yeah.
So slowly,
I'm kind of tired.
I noticed this, geez, I got the butcher first. And the butcher man was honest. He see Mama always was around there. You know, he figured she can be in the cash register and he can be on a butcher shop. And he says, he was honest. He says, you know what, Mr. Gaudun, I can get the job anywhere butchering. He says, how about I learn you butchering? Your wife can be working the cash register because that's so easy on the cash register. You just point the button, pull the lever, give you the total, no more pencil adding because. So he showed me that one. Then you was so much take Mama place once in a while. Peter and they were after them with that. Was wonderful for so many years up to until the truck ran into it. Then there was the end of the grocery, but we got laundromat sick in the, so that one still was carrying on in my name. And that was wonderful. So I was in the baking, on the grocery store. I was thinking I was wasting my time. I don't call that work at all, you know. But the baker shops, you have to concentrate there to make exactly. And quick, make a dough with the hand yet. The salesman used to come, says, Mr. Gaudun, please, you don't have to pay for the machine. Take an installment. I know that's easy to do that, but if they don't wasn't charge interest, but interest is going to take all money. Save your hand. No, I don't buy until I got money enough in the bank to pay right cash. So then they still bugging. They go after me to want to sell the machine, you know, because. So they sold me mixer. I figured, again, I was so used to it this way. Now, you push the button, machine already do the work. I couldn't get even used to it, to that for a while. After a while, when there was hydro off, machine don't go. Then I already lost my track. I don't sleep overnight. How am I going to do it? You know, because you build it yourself. But sometimes I wasn't asleep, and I get up in the morning, and the power is on. I was worried for nothing. So that was life. But Mom was really my right hand. So when I met her, I was, like I was saying to Peter more, boys go more with the girls and try to find out if they like it, the same thing what you're thinking. Then you'll be perfect. Her mind is different. Well, you couldn't make anybody, you couldn't change the person. So somehow, I don't know how, I was a little funny guy, writing to Kitka, not to... Yeah, okay, my dear. So then I wrote to Kitka, I says, I remember you was in my village, and I hear you got your sister. So I says, maybe you don't remember me because I was Smarkachiak, you know, that's mean Ukrainsky green. And when John here, and John's mother and my mother, there was so like sisters, or even better, communicate. When John heard that, who I am, he says to Mama, "You're right." No, first to Kitka, send him address. So she sent me address. I figured, well, how am I going to start it? I never hear. I just hear. Petesco used to tell me about it, so I was not bad looking.
Oh, Dad, this is another story. I think we'll save this one when each of you are giving your little bit of family history, when you tie into each other.
Yeah.
You've done a good job on telling about the bakery business and in Ansonville, and maybe next week we'll do the business of each family story, coming to Canada, meeting, which is this is how you met, and what happened after that. All right?
Well, to come to Canada, that was not a tricky. I was kind of, somehow I wasn't the know. My brains was working good, or I was lucky, but I think that was doing by my concentrating. That everything what I went through, that was went pretty on my side. What we was dream about. Okay.
Okay, Dad, go ahead. This, Mr. Gaudun, is your life.
That's my life. All right. I gonna start it from the day I was born.
Oh my God.
I remember. 1904. No, 1905.
No.
May the 4th. And I remember when my sister got married, I was about 3 years, the older sister. And they have to put me on a big trunk. So my brother-in-law, the one to marry to my sister, have to pay me to get out, or else I not get out until they pay me. So then, after that, 1912, John, the older brother, leave to United States.
Okay, Dad.
See,
Okay,
it's a
no, but that's all right. Dad, we know when you were born. What was your mother's name?
Vasilena.
And what was her maiden name?
Turkan.
She was a Turkan. And your father?
My father was Aftanasi GAUDUN. 3 brothers they was.
He was one of 3 brothers. The oldest, youngest?
My father was in the middle. The oldest one was Nekefer, the youngest one was Maftei, and my father Aftanasi.
Okay. You indicated when you were born. Where were you born?
Staniutsi Horishny.
Okay. And Ukraine, of course. In what's the Chernovets Oblast? Is that the way they do it?
Yeah, Chernovets Oblast.
Okay.
Kitsmatsky Rayon.
Now, you've mentioned your father and mother. How was there a big difference in the ages between your father and mother? Or
10 years. Mother was younger, 10 years. So my father, when he died, he was 70, and my mother left with us. Us was all life, 8 of us.
Nu știu să vorbim cu ucraință.
No.
Oh, we'll do the Ukrainian bit sometime.
That one. Then, when my brother went to the United States in 1912, and a year after, he write to Dad, and he sent some money already what he made to pay for the help to pay the way to get to the United States. and asked my father to send him Peter, my brother, the second one, because he was so lonely in America. So Daddy went and get some more money, borrow it, and send it Peter. That was 1913.
Okay, Dad, you've mentioned two of your brothers, my Uncle Peter and Uncle John,
Yeah.
but you said there were 8. Do them from oldest to youngest.
Yeah, well, that's when I'm going to come. Now, after Peter, when Daddy died, Elena, the same year, went to Brazil. That was my sister. And then after Elena, I was the one.
I think that would be Steve.
Then
It would
after
be more
me,
right than
there
the
was
person just talk about
twins.
himself.
a little brother
Person.
and a sister. And after that, the youngest one was Frozina, who was born 1910. So that was the family younger sister. That's all it was. So now I don't know what really. Peter was, when he was leaving, he was promised he's going to take me. So that's calm. That was not done it because there was war broke up. There was hardly any connection through the first war. And I can't go to school no more because it was all closed. So from all that, I got only 2 class, first grade and second. That's all the school I got. After that, when Daddy died, I was drafted to the Romanian army, and they put me first to the telephone operating. So I have to go to school there. So I done it pretty fair for the Romanian school, and I got diploma for 8 months. For telephone, that I was perfect. I could do operating the telephone. After that, when it's finished our telephone operation and the guns, they sent us to Bucharest. And Bucharest, right away they asked, who's the baker around here? There was no baker at all. So they looking on who's look a little handsome and stronger. So they picked me and so many of my friends, even from my own village. Sent it to Constanza and to the baker shop. When we come there, we started to learn to mix the dough for the army, and that with a hand. There was no machine at all. Now, the guys don't trust me to go get the water from outside. The water have to be exactly not too hot, not too cold. So they went themselves, but they told me to take the sponge for the rye bread from one bench to the another. And then I hardly was started, and they come in with a bucket of water, boom. So I put the rest of that sponge, and slowly, I forget I'm supposed to put salt. They told me that. Now, when we make that dough, the dough doesn't rise right. So they wait and wait. Well, they can't wait because the army is going to come with the wagons to get the bread. No bread. So they're making the way it was and put it to the oven, and that was like a pancake. And the big officer come in, we used to call him Domno Maestro. I salute to him and I said, "Don't, master, there's something wrong here. The bread is not showed good." He says, "Wait a minute." He come to that box and I see loaf of bread with that dough and just pinch it, put it in the mouth. He says, "Who put the salt?" I really get now that I was supposed to put salt. He go back to the bench where all the dough come out and we're making the bread. And the two guys, the one supposed to be responsible, the one supposed to teach us, say, "Who's the guy was supposed to put the salt?" They look on us, the whole was lined up, and they look and they can't recognize which one was, because it was look the same like one fellow. He says, after all, "I don't want to know no more." He says, "A plakate." So the plakate lay down on the table, and they take 2 inches lats, 25 on the rear end. They yell like anything, and we all line up, the green hornets, you know, the one just come to Costanza, to that edge. Geez, I got scared. I thought that my turn's gonna come. When he finished with them, he says, "I don't want to know who that was. You're the fellow that's responsible." So I feel. Then they didn't know nothing who they was telling to do that one, to put the salt and take that. So after a few years, not few years, just few months, we start to catch up the work. And then I says, "Kostika, did you know where you got that 25 for? For who?" He says, "No." I said, "That was me. So what are you going to do down to me?" He laughed and he says, "Well, I can do nothing now." So that was the end of it. Then we was discharged from the army in 2 years.
Okay, Dad, you went in for 2 years. You remember when you went in? What year you went in?
1927, I was drafted to the army.
Okay, so you were 22 years old, because from 1905.
Yeah.
Okay, and you were in for 2 years.
Yeah, so that was when I was already 24. I've been here in Canada, exactly, and I never even believe I was that old already. I still thought I was 21 or 22. So slowly, when I was discharged, and the officer come in and says, "Boys, you're going home, make sure you not drop this, you trade, because when there's going to be war, you're going to be 200 miles away behind, and you're not going to have a rain, no sunshine bother you, not hungry, no bullets." I figured, geez, that's good. But I don't say it to nobody. I just keep to myself. I figured, no way I want to be here. I'm going to soon come home. I'm going to get the papers and beat to Canada. Why? I don't want to go to shoot somebody what they not done anything to me. So that was my policy. So I come home and I done it. I talked to Mom. Mama was a little afraid to let me go because I was the one look after the home. But she says, "If you will have a wish, I wish you the best, and we're going to go and borrow some money." And she did it, and I got that money, and here I come to Canada.
Okay, Dad, you left from Chernovtsi by train?
By train from Chernovtsi to Bremen. And
You went through Vienna?
Well, I remember for the Bremen.
Okay, you went. Okay, you don't know if you went through Vienna, but you ended up in Bremen,
Right.
in Germany.
Right. And then from Bremen, the taking boat, and we come to Halifax. So I found a good friend, a German fellow. He was talking both language, Romanian and German. So I was understand part of German, but not enough. But the Romanian, I was perfect on it, and he was. So he asked me, but very quietly, he says, "Where are you going?" I says, "I think so, to Winnipeg. But I planned it to have a brother in Montreal." He says, "Shh, don't say nothing. I've been already 4 times back and forth. That's what I'm going to do. So you keep with me." So I kept, we come, and I follow him everywhere he was turning on the boat. All at once I miss him for a while, and I go searching. I can't find him. I see he's coming from there. I says, "Where you been, John?" He says, "I've been in the bank." "Why?" He says, "I cashed the $5 check. I was saying I'm sick, so I want to drink some beer." And the boat bank wanted that business there. So they cashed me. I says, "Come on with me." He says, "No, no, no, no. Because they might find that I am kind like a spy." He says, "You go yourself." I says, "Yeah, but I can't speak that good in Germany to explain it, why I want it." He says, "You don't need it. Just say, Krank beer." So I just come in, I pull my check for $5, because we got 2 checks for $20 and 5. And I handle to him, and he says, the banker, "Schreiben." Well, I know what's that. I schreiben quick. I got $5. I'm not going to drink. I never even liked beer. So I got $5 in the pocket. We come to on 11th of April, 1990, 80,
1929.
29, yeah. So then the fellow speaks so many languages, and he come into me because he was expecting, that's all mostly German was there. He says, "Sie sprechen Sie Deutsch?" I said, "Nee, nicht sprechen Sie Deutsch. Was sprechen?" I says, "Ruski." He says, and he started to talk Ruski. I talk in my own language. He says, "You're not Ruski, you're Chachol." I was not mean Chachol. He says, "Ukrainians." I said, "My goodness, now I know I'm Ukrainian, not Ruski." He says, "Come on with me, you go to Winnipeg, that's far away. You have to have a lunch." I says, "I haven't got no money." "Well, you got $5. I says, "I already spent it." He says, "You got 20. I says, "Yes, but I didn't know. I was in the bank and they turned me down. They're waiting for 5 for me." He says, "Come on with me." So he come with me and says to the banker, change his $20 because he has to buy their lunch. And he's turned around, he see from the boat so many coming out. He left me and run after them to bring it because there was $5 for the few things, little lunch, that was making money. And I figured, wait a minute, there's so many people. I was just sneaking around. I put $20 there. I got $25 already in the pocket. And I got $25 from home separately because I thought I would lost the other one. It's $50. So I'm a pretty good Canadian. So I give telegram. I know how to do that to John. And John don't believe it. That was me. He thought that somebody else making the put my name and just make sure that he gonna come out to see me in the station. So he come out. Soon I come to the Montreal train, and I already prepared, all dressed up, put so many more clothes on me and the rest. My suitcase, nice fur cap, because I thought they're gonna recognize me. And I put my hand in the pocket. I was still cold at the time. And I go to the door, I see the police and people so much. I figured, geez, if they're gonna, policeman ask me something, and I didn't know. I know the strange language already, how you, they're gonna take me by the arm and put me back on the train and lock me there. I figured, I see little fence there, I go to the fence, and my sister-in-law there. My brother was watching me from there, and he wanted to come to get me, but the police stopped him and says, you can't go, that's immigration train. He says, where did your brother come from? Well, he was not that stupid. He says, from Quebec. Oh, if he's from Quebec, he knows how to get through here, but you can't go. My brother watched me, and once he see I go through the wagons, those train boxes, I figured there have to be somewhere to get out on the street because I already saw my sister-in-law. So I went and I see the end of the fence coming out. There I am. My brother ran after from the station to meet me on the sidewalk, he figured. And he forgot that's what it was, Nikolai, not Nick. Oh, Nick, slow down. I am really marching so fast to be catching there where my sister-in-law. He got me by the arm, he says, slow down, you're already here. Take me in a taxi, bring it to his place, sleep overnight, but there was not enough room for me there too. So he found another house, it was a rooming house. Ukrainian people, and there was, even from my village, older man there living. And he brought me there to that place on the rooming house, and then he says, don't go too far to St. Lawrence Street from Colonia Street, because you might be lost. I figured, no, I knew that little store in the corner, small one. So that little street was about second one from St. Lawrence. And he was right. Because when I come back, I forgot that was first door over the store. And there's so many doors, that's all attached building. So what I do, instead of take first door, I went to the second door. I never knocked the door, I just opened the door, and there was a Saturday. And the Jewish family was there, old people. He got big, that fur cap and that banded around and praying, because that's Sabbath. When he see I walked in, and he see that have to be some street man, he put his hand up and he said, "Give out! What do you want? What do you want?" I said, "Nothing." I says, "I must made mistake." По-українськи я йому вже казав, бо тому що він розумів, що де розуміли по-українськи. He trampled with his hand and he said, "That's next door." So I go to the next door and I'm not sure that I come to the right door again. So I knock on the door on my place, where I was not supposed to. The guy come, wanders from the house. He says, "You don't have to knock the door. You live in here, so you just..." I told him the story that I went to the wrong door and I scared the people. They laugh like anything. I never forget that one. So that was the end.
Okay. You were in Montreal in 1929.
Right.
And you stayed there till?
Up to 32. I still was working 32.
Okay.
And
What did you do? Just give a little bit of an idea. What you did in those 3 years, a little idea.
Well, I went first because I never knew what I can. I went one time with that old man from my village. He was marching every day to steel company in the Lachine. And I went with him. Maybe I'm gonna guess him. I come in there, and there was people just like a lake head. Thousands of them waiting for job. So I see big pond coming out, and I was right close to the gate. I want to see how maybe I get a chance to get the job. And my old man, that Crayon, that's from the same village, and here he the big pond coming, or mister, and he just looked like that. He said, "Hey, you!" And here in the front of him, people strong, big. He don't see them. After a while, that fellow he come out. He look at this. "Hey, you, up there!" And that's hit me on the head. I don't know that I was that smart or I was that stupid. Why he take all that one, but never take this one in the front of him? So after 3 or 4 the token, then he says, come out and says, "That's all for today." And my old man, there was John Floresco, his name, already in the marching, so I follow him. But he's marching so fast and I can't keep up with him. That was too far for me to walk. I was not built for the walking. I run after him and I says, "George, how that happened? That he never took the one there, but that there." He says, "I find out already. There is our Ukrainian foreman, and he's chumming around with the big boss. Now, his wife has a bootlicker place, sell the whiskey. So he says, I find out if you pay to this foreman, not the big boss, $50, you get a job." And he says, when you're going to work, and all our Krayaner, I might go around and find to help me to get $50, and I'm going to get that job. So he really did. Not so soon, until I got some job, I helped him, another couple. He got the job there. When he told me that $50 on my mind come, I wouldn't even give a cent. I figured to buy some muki na svoje ruke, se po ukrajinski. Значит, you have to work like a mule and you buying that for yourself. I says, no. I says, "George, you know anywhere baker shop?" He says, "Yeah, why you ask me for? What, you baker?" I says, "Yeah." "Well, why are you dragging your feet behind me?" He says, "You can get the job tomorrow." I says, "Where?" He says, "I know two guys. Where I buy the bread, that's this Jewish one, because it was closed. Another one, the Ukrainian father, he says, if this fellow don't going to have, I bring you there. You're going to get the job." So he brought me first to that Jew, Russian Jew. Big millionaire was. Soon as I come there, and there was already contract, like, the way made with union. There was union before. Now when there was depression time come, they threw union all out. So when he hears I'm baker. He says, where you was working? I says, in the army and the Chernivtsi in the private. He knew the Chernivtsi because he says, can you come tomorrow? I says, yeah. I says, he says, how much you want? I says, that's not my way. You, the boss, you tell me how much you paid to them. You know how much you paid. No, you tell me. I says, no, I'm not going to tell you. You have to tell me. So I says, if you don't tell me, I go out. He let me go close to the door and go after me, drag me back. He says, tell me. I says, no. You have to tell me. He says, $15 a week. 7 days, 12 hours, it's her time even 14 hours, night shift. And I know them because I grew with the Jewish people. So I think that's what's happening. I says, Mr. Harris, I was in the Kovatsky place. He was offering me $17. I was satisfied that if I got $2 more, that'd be 400 lei to help me to pay a day back for my expense. So what it cost me. He says, you just come in and you already know the Tchovetsky? I says, yeah. If he offer you $17, I'm going to give you $17. Deal. Next day I come to work and he hiding behind the door from the store and watching in the baker shop how my hand go. He will know right away that's the baker or not baker. I come to the table, I take a dough, one hand, another one. Oh, he's feel good. But I see all those one union. Everyone look like this. What the hell this man here by the table, because they have an agreement. He can have helpers sweep the floors, pack the trucks on the road, but not working on the table. That's all for the union. So they don't say nothing until the store was closed on the front and they go to sleep. And then they chasing me from the table and they says, you go sweep the floor, you go this one and that one. Because he says, you baker? I says, yes. Well, if you baker, sign yourself to union. Because you see that I was the scamp. And I didn't know nothing about the union. What the hell I know about the union? Club from Wellish knew about the union? No. I says, I was rough with him. I says, well, you're a long time already, maybe Canadian. I says, did you? He says, we all the union. They don't explain me exactly what that union do, because that was too hard for them to explain. I work in 1 week, I says, Mr. Harris, I want more money or I quit. Why? I says, they chased me out from the table and sent me to sweep the floor and pack the bread. I'm not come here to be a sweeper. He says, you know what, do not get jealous. Do what they tell you, the farmer, because I was farmer. And if you don't like, you can sit down. I still gonna pay you wages. I don't agree yet, but he don't raise me say money anyway. More. I was asked, but now he told me, just do the way I tell you. So I was there, and after a while I even quit on account of that, and my landlord where I was living, he was a foreman in the city hall, breaking the streets, widening, you know. And he never saw me because he was working day, I was working night. But now he see me. He says, I never see you home before. How's this? What happened to you? I says, I quit because the union was pushing me around, and I was somehow an immigrant, but I was too rough for them. I was not going to take it from them what they ordered me around to be a sweeper. I figured, what do you think I must come do the sweeping floor? So he says, if you won't be ashamed, I can give you the job. And they're working there. And there was making about $25 a week. So I was not taking first day, but after I was thinking, I haven't got no clothes for working on the street. I got sports suit, and because that's the way in the baker shop. I come and take it off and put the white clothes. But I took the one where I have a little worse one, I went. Boss, I come in with the foreman. He says, like that. I says, tam fiz pan was kleedje, vin kaže, no, vin tebe. Ja kažem, ходи за мnou, because ja ne budu znat što im kaže. To je prišao. To je pitaju, who's this fellow? He says, that's my room, where he owed me so many months already behind the rent, but that's lying. But that's why he wanted to take me, and he helped to pay that room. He says, well, you need so many more men there today because you're going to be doing so. So he gave me more men to him. And here, my hand, so soft, they give me pick and shovel. There was no drills like now. There was a pick in that Kijanje, they used to call. I don't know how you call picks. Mm-hmm. And those Italiashko, they were so experienced. He just crashed like this, bang, bang, he break the sidewalk. I take that Kijanje and I bang, and everything jump in my eye, you know, and I hardly any mark there. Gee, then they put me to load it on a truck, those pieces, camino. I haven't got no gloves, no nothing. But what they all blasted, here's my hand. See, I see this Italiashka never gonna be straight him up. He always like this. I figure if I stay here, I'm gonna be pretty soon like that, crippled, because I feel my back, boy. I figure I done wrong. But I'm gonna step. Next day they found I was too light for that job, you know. So transfer me to another foreman, to Italiashko. And that Italiashko see that I'm too light. I'm not outside. He gave me the best job. That was where the horses pull the plow, and I sit down on the back when they have to be lifting the plow up and down. That's all, just run. Jeez, that Italiashka was really, really wonderful for me. So I really start to buy the gloves already, and I buy that one. And I bring nice money home. Gee, I pay my mother before the time, because this $50 was. Now, little by little, it was 100 no time already.
How much were you making a week at this job?
And that job, like I was saying, over $25. And that time, that was big money. So I was not agree when I hear that. In the old country, what the trade man was receiving. for 3 months, the labor never gonna have it for a year. Up here, on the street, they was making more money and trade man. And so I was asking how that happened. They say, well, for the harder work, they pay more. That's softer, that's... So I figured that's not the same in our country. So I was working all summer, and I built myself up. I paid square up. And then was one girl, the one was traveling with me from home. That was John's wife, the second wife, cousin. So that we was really know each, yeah. So we was stick together. Now they left her behind by the water for some reason. I think I know exactly what was for. Her mother write to John Schwager, because his Schwager, that's like a brother. He says, Saveta u Winnipegu, proшу вас, please, Nikolai and you, try to help her to bring her back to the city in Montreal. So she wrote a letter to Betty, got it. I figure I got the money, $50. It's a big spot, So I sent her the ticket. When she come in, I find out that's not the girl, I know her. So in a short time, broke up. So she has to find another room somewhere, because for this first one I was responsible for. And I told him, kaput. It was broken heart. So then, that was, she found somebody, shoemaker man, the one was making the shoes, not the kind of like little Pepper. And he has his wife here, and he sent back to all country, and he started to fool around all the, changing the girls and living with them. And she must have that right from Winnipeg, his friend. So, no time she's propala, never knew.
So you lost all that money?
No, sir. I really got it back. Because my cousin was friend to that shoemaker's sister, and she was working in the hotel. Now, she told about it, and he says, well, that sound like the one Nick was brought her from Winnipeg. So we went with John to that shoemaker, and soon she see John, she says, hello, Schwager, the brother-in-law, because that was in the family. Shoemaker look on, how those guy already? He says, you know him? Yeah, that's my brother-in-law. That's the one brother brought me here from Winnipeg, his brother. And I'm outside waiting, but a little far away from the shoemaker. Then, that fellow says, shoemaker, that I can be deported back to all country on account. I talked with her and then chased her out. And I done something for her that was not supposed to be done. That was all lie by her.
I don't think Daddy's telling us the whole story in detail here. But
Oh, he does. He does more than...
So then, that shoemaker started to talk to John this way. But John knew so much. He thought that John was an immigrant too. He says, just a minute. You told me so much already, but I'm going to tell you now. You got your wife, and you got living here with this one. And they already took marriage. We found that one out in a short time. So you gonna pay, or we gonna go and put all that one? And he figured, how he know? And Betty, that was her name, Betty, says, yes, my brother-in-law was in the United States for years, and then he come home. Now he come to Canada. Oh, well, he says, if that's the one, you tell your brother to come down with a witness and bring me the receipt, and I pay him. John coming out, he says, he promised. Now you're going to have to take, so who am I going to take? I take my brother, cousin with me. The one was working with John on that same hotel. So we went there, and soon she was upstairs. And we come in and introduced myself. So he called her, I believe, from upstairs. She come, she see me, and she got so sore against me because I was refused to pay for her, for that place where I brought her, rented for her. And she started to cry. And she says what I done to her, and that's when I figured, I knew you told him, but if I tell him that wasn't like that, that was all fixed up in the Winnipeg yet. She was not girl no more like she was. I says to myself, I wish you the best, but give me that $50 quick. So she handed me the money, and she says to my cousin, Nufri, you come and see us, but you need know. I figured, that's all right, that's good. I wish you the best.
Okay, so you had sent her the money, right?
Hey?
Did you send her money all the way to Winnipeg?
I sent the tickets, not money.
Okay, I was just checking because I knew with Ma that you didn't send money, you sent the tickets.
No, I was immigrant, but somehow I wasn't really that how you say stupid. I find out when I make the tickets for her, person or money back. So
That's funny. They even check you on a train.
So
You
they
know,
go
when
with
you
the lie
go in
detector.
and everything.
See, you have to know how what you, anything you do, how you really. So I don't know how this little punk here used to concentrate on all that.
Okay, Dad, let's just summarize it in about 3 or 4 more minutes. You were in Montreal. You were there till you said what year? 1934 or something?
In 1930,
29.
No.
from 1929 to when I was leaving to my mineral mine. What year was? 1932?
33.
Just past and 33. That was
33.
before Easter.
Okay. Now we're going to get into this other story later on, but when did you meet Mom?
I met Mom 1932.
Okay, 1932, when she came to Montreal.
In March.
In March of 1932.
Right.
Okay. Now we're gonna get into that, but you just want to know what you did in Montreal. You worked as a baker, then you worked with the city thing where you're breaking up the.
Well, that was after, but after when I come back second time, I don't leave the job no more.
You went back to the baker, the same baker.
The same baker. I was have laid off already in the winter time before the spring, because the snow's gone already. We don't have to clean the snow, and I figured those donuts were so smelling nice to me, and I figured I'd like to pass by. But on this street here, on Baker Shop, and that one was for West Side. And I'm going to see through the window if those people, the same workers that was before, they're going to bother me too much, or that's new one, because the union was fall apart. Now I look in there, and here's the boss directing to me. He says, "Hello, Ramon," because all used to call me Romanian because I was perfect, and there was pretty few Romanian follow there. He says, "What's the matter? You don't work today?" I says, "No, I got day off." "Where are you working?" I says, Canada Bread Company. I never going to tell him that I was working the street. He says, "How you like to come back?" I says, "Who's working now?" He says, "All new people." I says, "Because if it was those people, the one was before, I wouldn't even come." He says, "No, they're all no more union. So when you can come? Can you come tomorrow?" I says, "Wait a minute, you know that we're supposed to give you 1 week notice." And I played the game because I not was working. I was already laid off from the street. Okay, so he says, "When?" So he told me, and he told me the price he's gonna pay. So I went back and I stayed, and then I jak jeho Warszawy, Pentesco, was go to all country. And there was another one, Melnichuk, the one we took it him from Montreal, the one we want to get rid of him because he was depend on us to keep him, feed him, because he was too old man, but he was very rich at home. But he thought that's money coming here like that. So slowly, when we, where I was right now, wait a moment, I lost myself.
You were finally getting your job back.
Yeah.
The job that you were in when Ma eventually came
Right.
to Montreal.
So I got my job back in a week time because I lied that I have to give the notice.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got the job, and Pedesco coming from North Ontario, from Hansonville, go to all country because it was laid off from Abitibi. All people was throwing out because there was no business. And I says, "Who's there?" Some girl there, the Melnichuk writing to quit the job there, and there was baker shop, exactly that circle of the one I got the job there. And you can have a baker's job, and there's the girl, you can get married, and I'm not going to quit job no more until I'm sure. So Pentesco thinking, he says, "I don't know any girl like that." He says, "Only La Costa, sister there, his wife's sister brought them to Canada." I says, "How she look? Not so bad?" "No, because I have to be look the way a good one."
Don't get into trouble because Ma's listening. So give it 1 more minute because the tape's running out.
Yeah, so then I says, myself, wait a minute. I writing to Kitka. I knew you because she was working at our village. You send me the address from your sister. So when John heard that, La Costa, he really talked her. You send him because as family, I know my mother's was like a sister's and, communicate. So Raifta, her sister, sent me that address. Then how I gonna write to her if I never saw her in my life? But I figured something. I sent a picture. And I said, "She gonna answer? All right, don't answer. I don't have nothing to lose. I still going with the girls out there. The one Mama come on a boat with her." Now, that's all it was. Like I was saying, we really happy that you do the best took the best category. Who Donna started Ted, and you find out, hey, wait a minute, that's better than that.
What Ted
Teacher
started and you said?
went to the
Where?
counseling job, what he doing. Then Steve have to go for a year to Waterloo, quit the high school, and then he done the same, do the
He
same
didn't
job.
quit the high school. He was
high.
teaching high school.
Well, sure, he was teaching the high school,
Yeah.
but he find out they don't listen to him. So they figure, gee, he pick him up, that better job. So he go for 4
But
years.
if I taken finally,
And then,
since I remember my life, there was
but Petros started.
something. Not everybody went through life like that.
All three
That I
went
lost
through.
my father when I was 13-year-old, and 3 of us kids left with mama, and we have to. There was wartime, a First World War, and that when I start to say something like that, that's lots and lots of money.
Yeah, we'll get into it, Ma. Remember, we
But you have to find me in a right
mood.
mood, and I could yeah, I
No,
could.
we're gonna do that for both of you. Because Dad did about an hour or two already, and about a year ago or so, and you're gonna do your bit in sort of the Hrechuk family history, and that'll be nice to get that on tape when you're in the mood. Okay?
Yeah. Well, that mood, it's hard to find it these days.
Well, we'll work
you
at it.
know? And
I saw even her
yeah, I could say
father's brother.
even about my family that I knew from my mother's side and from my father's side. I knew all the family except the grandparents. I don't know any of the grandparents of mine, either side. And from that way, I could say a lot on that position when we went through the war. I was about 6, 7 years old, and I was for a soldier. They were sending me, the officer. They make it from our half a house, Katavaleka, their kitchen in wartime, and the German people come in, and there was a lots of troops around the house, and they were sending me to bring the milk and bring them something there and something there. Those officers that were staying in our house.
Someone was kind.
For a long time. Someone was, yeah.
Because they
And
would
then-
need help too.
That house was new because it was built when I was born. And then some Nimci come in, there was maybe they have drinks or something, and brought some wood to the house, to the Hatavaleka, you know. And they put the plank on a window and on a stool and cutting the wood for their fires. And my dad gets so mad. He went there and he says, "What, you wanted to spoil my new house? You don't know where you can split the wood? That's not in the house we do it." And they get mad. And then everybody else turned to him and says, "Oh, don't take it on him. He get couple of drinks and you want to do something destroyable." So they give that his rights that he give him act to not split the wood on a window. And then when they come in, that much troops, they put an hours to dollar, about 30 pair of horses. And that horses was all infected with some kind of disease, corosta they call it. There was all rana, jedna jak сказати rano по-английски. And then we catch that from those horses. We was young kids. My brother, Peter, have them all on their here,
Rash.
rash, and here, rash. And they were so painful that we don't know how we can get rid of it. And then they find some kind of a medicine that was black. And my mother was putting that on us, and cover us. It was like a dreadful disease. So I went, okay, my brother, he suffered much longer, much more of that disease. But we kind of killed him with the medicine we was using for it.
That's the one we don't want to be the second.
And
try to escape it from there.
then they push each other's away and the other part come in. And then Ruski come in. And this Austriaci, they was telling us that when you let Ruski come in, they gonna kill you, they gonna cut the breast of the girls, and they gonna do this and that. You know? They make us so scared that all the young girls was hiding. Wow, the places you wouldn't believe it that there somebody could live. 9 girls was on one little thing that we used to put the corn in, you know, for a winter. And that was in the springtime, and it was empty, and all those girls get in there. And they come in down the hills, just like a sheep coming down by thousands to the village. And they see everybody so scared. And we talk the same language. And they come in, and they see everybody scared from us. They says, "Look, we people like you are. We didn't have no horns. We like the people. We're not your enemy." This Russian people was talking to us. And then, week after week, those girls start to come out because they see there was nothing so be afraid of it. And the Ruski, when they sat on the side, when they see the girls coming down, and they says, "Look, look, look, the хорошенькая девушка там вышла на дверь. Хорошенькая девушка, ты знаешь, что это?" And then, when they stay with us for a while, and all our food, grain, cows, milk was all taken out of us. We didn't have nothing, practically nothing.
Because they need.
So the kids was most hungry. And because the older people, they find something that they satisfy themselves. Kids, they couldn't do that. Then they bring it to our podvirje, our outside grass that was nice, and they bring the food. They bring the barley, like a porridge now that they squash it. And there was full barley, cooked, and there was something to make it better flavor. And they bring it a big, like a little tabret, big dish. And they says, come on, ребятка, сідайте і поїдайте з ними разом. Ми сідаємо поміж них, і вони нас годували тим, що вони доставали з своєї компанії. So, це переходило, як я була дитиною, ще дівчинкою. І так одні других перепихали. Ті туди, а ті туди. Потому австріяки з цього боку прута, ріки Прут, а москалі з того боку ріки Прут. І раненько йде патруля, як вижу, що хтось там ходить, стріляють. А ті відти, як скорше встануть, також відти стріляють. І в нашу хату то так кулі переходили, діри поробили кулями райтру. А ми лягали попід лавки. У нас такі лавки були, якби чистий філ, але там можна їсти. Там ми се ховали, щоб кулі нас не ранили. То там ми се ховали, як це була патруля на пруті. Але як уже вони перейшли прут і гнали австріяків назад, то ми вже тоді йшли на дворі, ми мали таку яму, що ми там барабулю зимували, тримали через зиму. Така яма велика, і там було накривало, і там такий був хід, що се запирав, то ми там витримали своє життя, що не були ранені, а то наших сусідів багато були ранені тими кулями. Або тоді навіть можна було здибати бомбу на дорозі, на стежці, в воді, де би не було. То були такі кулі, такі великі. То хтось думав, так як діти, що вони знали за кулі, за то все. Та й забере, то додому, і прийде додому, візьме камінчик до камінчика, і так б'є. То я виділа, я була на яких, може, 7-8 футів від цього хлопця, що він то робив. І він так б'є, а то під хату, а хата солом'яна, соломи зведена. А то почалося курити з тої кулі. А він взяв і так п'ятов, бо босий був, п'ятов хотів то затерти. Як то він хотів затерти, а то як експлодить, взяла йому ногу такого і через нашу хату і в наш город.
And you saw this.
Одна нога. I was close to him. I was hugging that tree that I don't know that I was alive or not. Because there was big bang. And я виділа, як Тодор йому було ім'я. Найстарший хлопець у фамілії. То їх було ще 7. Упав. Мама моя і сусіда Загаріха, вони сиділи у грядках собі, посідали, то було в неділю. Та й говорили собі обоє. Але як то бень той зробив такий, і щось упало у нас у грядки. Через хату перенесло ту ногу і у нас у грядки. Мама побігла, подивилася, а то нога. Мама відбігає з криком, а я коло тої верби так сижу, тримаюся і кажу, мамо, то Тодор се забив. Мама до хати взяла свічку, бо свічку при свічці мав би вмирати людина. Знаєш? Мама вхватила свічку і біжить туди до сусіда, бо ж то такого через такі суточки маленькі.
Дати йому свічку.
Знаєш, навперед нашої хати там є такі суточки, а то лише та хата, що з того боку на конорі від тих суточок. Та й мама принесла свічку, і при тій свічці він помер. А його родичі пішли до її фамілії поза пруд. І то було на Михайлові чудо. Я не знаю, ти не знаєш, що то. Свято таке було, називали Михайлове чудо. І це було таке чудо.
Something always happen on day like that, on that чудо.
Його родичі вертаються вечором додому, вже мають мерця, старшого сина, там лежить. А молодшого так подерло йому шрапнеї, подерло йому так фейський, кровавий, але живий. То це я переживала, і то з мене не вийшло. Щоб я десь, але я ніколи не люблю про то говорити, бо мене дуже disturb my all system. Stay with me for a while.
А тепер ця друга війна, то ще
То
гірше
так.
була.
Ти був вже на тій другій
Я
війні,
про
будеш
те, коли
говорити за нього.
розповідали, як вони розповідали про ті будні.
То це один син. Той був поранений, а той поранений вже по війні, як Румунія нас забрали його до війська. І так при війську його збили, що він, як прийшов на Урлів, то казав мені, щоб я тобі розказав, як то при війську, я не хочу тебе робити таку себе. Але, каже, тяжко повірити, як ті румуни се знущають для наших хлопців, наших людей.
Вони нас
потім-
називали большевиками.
Він прийшов з війська, то не було війни тоді. Відслужив, прийшов з війська, і казали, я дістала лист, що Василь се покланяв до тебе, до Канади, але він дуже слабий, каже доктор, що йому нема довго життя. І потім у другий лист я дістала, що Василь помер. 1,5 місяця після, як він прийшов вже з війська. Це другий син. Третій син, я також виділа, такий був маленький, вже маленький хлопчик, Нацю. Ім'я було, Ігнацій. Нацю його кликали. Здибав кульку у переводі. Знаєш, там млинівка, вода текла в переводі, як через дорогу від нашої хати.
Крик.
Знаєш, там крик такий. І там вони накидали всілякої амуніції такої, що вона подібна, що можна з тим бавити. На такий вир. І він собі здибав там у переводі, також щось таке маленьке, і пішов собі так трошки далі, сів собі на горбичок, взяв 2 камінці, як то хлопці. І то далі, хоч і вийшов всередині є. То експлодить і забило це вже 3-го синка з тої самої фамілії.
So they was leaving behind a lot of
То
those
дівки, бо то було, тих дітей було, що 7 це більше. То дівчата усі сервайв. Одна то була моя товаришка, ще є у Петра на пікчері Дзюня і я. То як Геня була тут, то вона се здивувала, що вона бачила Дзюню зо мною на пікчері. А ми тоді собі обидві товаришували, бо то близенько. То Дзюня і Марія і Івонена все лишила. А тих 3 хлопчики пропали цієї фамілії, що через город від нас. Ну, то як так мучили при війську румунським, мій брат Петро мав йти до війська. І боявся йти, because там вбивали дуже наших хлопців. Боявся йти і дезінтерував. 2 роки дезінтерував. Поїхав до моєї першої сестри, аж на 3-4 село до Слободії. І там він робив у них та й мешкав, та ніхто не знав якраз, де за ним шукати, це що. Приходили до нас поліція, шукали на поді, перевертали все в хаті, шукали за моїм братом, за Петром. Петра не здебали. Потім се довідали, якось хтось то сказав, що він аж там. Там пішли за ним шукати. Пішли шукати там за ним, і як він побачив, що там вже є шандарії коло хати, то він каже: мамо, ви знаєте, мамо, так мамі казав моїй, то брат, каже: ви знаєте, мамо, що там був такий, каже, така яма, що там стікав муст з худоби. А я, каже, як їх побачив, так скочив у той муст. Знаєш, у муст, у такий, такий вистинь, що з худоби.
Oh, the waste, oh yeah,
Waste, такий.
all the huno and
То я.
yeah.
Він скочив там, і там він се урятував, що ті не здебали його там. То він ще там був, потім почали казати, що хто дезінтерує чи дезінтерував, аби він се зголосив у 10 кроків, то він має відслужити 2 роки Румунії. Пішов Петро наш, замелдувався. Так його били, що такий був. Один братчик, знаєш, у нас так серце боліло. І він пішов, і він 2 роки наслужив, і потім його пустили.
А я був при війську.
Прийшов він додому
Мене не били.
з війська і каже:
For some reason.
мами, неня, як він прийшов з війська, неню вже наш помер. Він не був вдома, як неню помер. Мій неню. Знаєш неню, тато?
Okay.
То ми кликали неню. Корова угибло. І умерла наша корова, що заслабла від чогось і померла. Неню вмер, корови нема. А він повернув, як ішов, то було ще світло у матчиній хаті. Знаєш? А ми були все собі френдс. Повернув там, і там йому сказали, що нині вже кого нема. І мама корову слабу продала і нині поховала, бо не було чим. А прийшов додому вже такий заплаканий і такий тут повний.
Sad.
А такий сед, і нас таких зробив, щоб ми се тішили, що він вернувся. А він розповідає, як його били, як він пішовся замолдувати у 2 роки, бо його не здебали. Він пішов там, що він буде йти служити. То було lots of sad story.
Hard life. Go through.
Потім
That was the
час
hell.
від часу прийшов у старости до маму сватати багатий чоловік з Запрута, знаєш?
Rich guy.
І мама питається нас, що тут робити. Що ви скажете? Я вже буду слухати, що ви скажете. Це йти з цим чоловіком, це не йти.
Get married to him.
Ну, тітка вже у Канаді, тітки вже нема. Петро каже: мама, як ви думаєте, що будете мати ліпший лайф, ліпше життя, там багатство є, то віддавайтеся. А я дуже не хотіла маму згубити. І мама виділа, що я не happy about that. А він хотів мами, цей stepfather, Григорій Боднар. І він каже, що я тебе заберу з маму, і там прийде час, тебе весілля зроблю, віддам тебе, так як я своїм рідним дітям робив. То він се на то, але я цього не хочу, але він promised that. Прийшлося, мама вже не забрав маму, вже мама там, і зараз за 2 неділі вже весілля там справляють. Весілля мало бути, не так зійшлися старяки та й сидять. Вже там весілля, і мама каже, аби ти була на весіллю. А то там був храм також тої днини. So вони думали, що то вже буде разом такий фестиваль і весілля, і то. То вони се пішли повінчали обоє, пішли додому, і там гості поприходили, а я не пішла на весілля. Мене боліло серце, я сама вже се лишила.
You was selfish.
I was selfish. Ну, мама се то довідала, що я там була на фестивал. І я прийшла додому, що цей хлопець, Василь називався, що сватом, хотів би я за нього віддавала зараз. Відти з того весілля прийшов зо мною додому. А потім тітка посилає листа, що вона хоче, щоб я... хотіли Петра взяти. Петро ще був не женатий, то він не хотів йти в Канаду. Вуйко і тітка хотіли забрати Петра. Він не хотів йти в Канаду. Він каже, я вже доста був не дома та й не дома. Тепер я вже хочу бути вдома. Хіба я се оженю, I get married, and then I go to Canada to make some money. А мама said no. Як ти се ожениш, ти маєш бути вдома, то Штефанія буде йти у Канаду. І вони зробили якось, то кітка все, то з мамою переписувалися. І вони вірять, що вони, як вони не хочуть, то вони візьмуть мене у Канаду.
Okay, if you can summarize it in the next minute or two, my battery's running out, and that'll be a nice way to end it all.
Ага.
Okay.
So that way, я дістала листа їхати в Канаду, я не була препер, і маю хлопця, що се можу за нього віддавати. І я пішла до мами і кажу, мамі, віддаватися, все питала мами decision, віддаватися за Василя чи їхати в Канаду. Мама каже, ліпше їдь у Канаду. Мене лишити тут саму, але може буде вам ліпше життя, як тут. Тут ти підеш, там він ще має сестру, ще має маму, ти підеш там до хати, ти не будеш happy. І так я decided, що не decided, мама decided for me. So я їхати в Канаду. Приїхала до Канади, сестра вийшла на Поркі Джонкшн з Джаном, забрали мене до себе, до хати. Ну і решта, я тут нічого не знаю. Мови не знаю, роботи цієї не знаю, навіть своїми не можу се порозуміти. Бо одна жінка мене там закликала, щоб я у хаті почистила. І сказала мені, що ти помиєш підлогу і поваксуєш чери. Чери, you know. Ну і я се не стидала питати, що то є чер.
Це крісло.
І я не знала, що то. І я потім їй сказала, і кажу, я то все зробила, але чери, вона видить, що то крісла почищені. Але чери я не здибав. Вона каже, є, ти зробила. Каже, ти зробила. То крісла. А я забула тобі сказати по-нашому, то сказала тобі чери.
These people who mix up Ukrainian and English, terrible.
Я. А там мешкав хлопець такий молодий ще, називався Гаррі Доблс. У того. І він прийшов і мені сказав потім, каже, ти все зрозуміла, що тобі сказала Басека? Я кажу, я одне зрозуміла, але ті чери, я не знаю, що то є. Так він мене поправив трохи, та я собі то зробила. То така моя була перша в Канаді, а потім на Юрко Фалц там були старенькі люди, що він був за формана, там, де Джан наш робив, і він сказав, що їм треба дівчини до роботи. То Вуйко туди мене завів, але я не знала слова по-англійськи, а вони тверді англійки, то так як говорили, то я би була їх, не знаю, за кілька не розібрала їх мову. То ми так на мігі. Там була кухня на дрова, і був такий байшток, і вони на міді йде в долину і набере дров, і напале кухню, і зробимо вечерю. І потім я вже знала, що то треба почистити в хаті, постирати. Усе, що вони все дуже тим, вони мали пса такого великого, то він хотів йти до хати, і як був з болотом, то драпав по дверях. І то болото було на тих дверях, а я то подивилася, та ще пішла, і то файно почистила, постирала. Та жінка каже до Вуйка, до Джана, каже, що ми любимо, вона каже, така чистенько, каже, навіть таке, що зробила, що ми себе не сподівали. Пішла і почистила двері, бо, каже, наш пес помастив. І це так було, доки я не поїхала на роботу до другого містечка, Кіркен-Лейк. Там я стала до роботи за $20 на місяць, а 2 дітей доглядати. Бо жінка мала йти до шпиталю. Я там робила півроку коло тих дітей, і вони були русські жиди, вони говорили до мене по-русски, я їх все розуміла, то було мені трошки веселіше. А після я вже хотіла такими вже своїми йти, бо там більше платили на такий румінгhaus. Ти знаєш, де ті Романчуки мали той румінгhaus. То там я робила більше як рік, за $25 на місяць, і мала там свого рума і борт. І там я робила по 17-18 годин на день.
Тепер та дівчина є в Макместері
І тепер,
за Норсом.
що вона була дитину тоді, 3 рочки мала. Тепер відти, аж ми се з татом розписали, то вже наша історія. Відти з того румінгhausу. То я приїхала потім до Юркофа, до Вуйка, і там була яких за 2-3 неділі. І 26 марта 30-го року, здається, 30-го року поїхала до Монреалу. Just maybe 2-year-old. And she's the first time have a beautiful roses on it, which is pink color. And there is a yellow, green bushes, and there is a there is a bleeding hearts, and other blue flower, which is connect to the rose, the red, fiery red rose that's standing up with the house. that's the first bloom this year. That's today what? Today it's 13th?
June the 14th, I think.
June the 14th. And they just start to bloom.
Go ahead.
Okay, that's umbrella. Umbrella tree that we have that about for 15 years. Kitka Raifta brought it for us, this plant, and that's still on. The others, there is a peony, the red, dark red. There is a white lilac, but
Okay.
it's nearly over.
I'll get on the peony here.
Yeah.
Let's see.
This one, I don't know the name.
I don't know the name this one, but this is the beautiful pink flower in the same time as roses,
Right.
as blooms. And there is the
That one on the window.
there is a hydrangea, white one that blooms in the fall, and there is the little one from the same tree, a little one, and that's a blooming. And what? We're not gonna go that way, or you wanna go that way?
You show whatever you like.
Okay. There is some raspberry that grows, and we have a pear. She's just as old as we are here.
Parker's pear.
And there we have a peaches that are 1 and 2 and 3.
Garlic sauce.
Yeah, there is a garlic, and here is some little strawberry and sand, lettuce and onions, whatever comes up, little by little. There is a cucumbers, but they're too small. They don't do very good this year. And this one,
Okay.
this one, maybe that's the last year that we're gonna hold it this way. We have to throw this wood away, and maybe we have to spread it somewhere else, those roses. But we have them for 20 years up there, this roses.
Okay.
It's a heavier, I think, maybe, yes, yeah. The most pink on that side. This side that's red. They have mixed plants there. Sweet William. There is a pinkish, and there is a dark red, and there is a tomatoes start to bloom. We have about 7 pieces, and there is another 2 peaches, which is heavy with the peaches up there. So is here 2 young one we have on each side, the young peaches. Yeah, and this side, you see what it is. That's another bunch of rose. Well, that one, I don't know how you call it, but that's the first flower. They come in the spring, that they don't produce the leaves, but they produce the flower, the first one in the spring. That one. And there is a pink rose, another one, and peonies, where they are already on the way out.
Right.
And here is another peach tree, and all my pots that I received on the Mother's Day and Easter and all that. So they don't like to stay on the front because there is a wind to shut one. And there is another rose that's still gonna bloom, but that's shade, so she blooms later. And there is a geranium that's Ted and his wife gave it to me for Mother's Day. So this is skinny again, and this is the rest of it.
This one I didn't know the name.
That one is лиши його так, як є.
No. This one.
Nick.
Yeah. Just be patient.
Okay.
And that white one between the roses, you
Oh,
see?
right. I'll get
And
that.
that smells so nice,
So is that
fragrance. Here, Daddy cut piece, so they didn't have a bloom. But there are no pieces, they are a bloom.
Now I have to pass through, so I have to paint all the time.
Yeah. Well, there it's just the greens. It's nothing so showable. I don't know if that's interesting.
passage.
To pass for passage. There is another this climber that produce a nice blue.
There is one, same thing. Climbing
Blue, I
that.
don't know how to call it. Beautiful
Oh,
blue.
the cage.
Cat, it's you. I don't know how to pronounce it.
I don't either.
So, yeah, and I like to for you to preserve that for some reason.
We'll preserve all the pretty flowers, including you.
This flower, she's on the way out, I think.
What about this prickly rose bush over here? Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I was very pleased that you could catch this, because maybe we wouldn't have.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, the whole business.
No, not the whole business.
Oh, the whole business. There it is. Let's see. You always wanted me to get feet in these pictures, so there's your feet, and there's the feet. And now we get closer. Right. Now remember, you can talk on this. It's not a still movie. So anything you'd like to say about the flowers and the plants? Anything else?
Well, we like to say that we very pleased with you, that you came and you done the things that we was really wanted to preserve, because I don't know, that might be some changes around, but this surrounding pleased me to this time. Pleased me very much, those things that we plant, that we grow, and we enjoy it very much. Now we stay home most of the time in a backyard, so we just look at those growths, and we just help us.
Some peaches and pears, and then you get one child at a time.
Just one at a time.
Okay, I'll just take a whole look at this yard.
And
Beautiful yard.
See, there is a beans on the way up. And the bean.
The beeb is garlic, is it? No, what is it?
they call
Well, how they call it here?
horse.
Horseradish,
No,
right?
not radish. Horse beans.
Horse beans, okay.
Beans. Something like it. I don't know how they call a name here, but it's not very. It's very expensive, and it's not very many in the store you can find the beef. What we call it, something like
Ukrainsky beef.
something like beans, but that's a bigger and green inside. The double bush.
Good,
Yeah,
good.
in beef, no beef.
Now you stay here, and I am gonna take you.
No, thank you. You're not getting your hands on my expensive camera.
Oh, there? I don't want to spoil his camera. I didn't blame you. I didn't blame you. Much think that yeah, we
Wow.